So I had a video on construction. It's been a while since I did one on construction. They actually do really well. I think people just want to know how to build stuff and they can't afford it. So this is a 10 by 48. It's just a horse barn, pole barn. I'm going to stick the 4x4s right in the ground and pour cement around them because this is New Mexico. It's a desert. Annual rainfall, like I'll mention later, is 12 inches. I'm doing this intro after I already started it because I forgot. I just started off the time lapse. Anyhow, hand dug these holes. I was going to get a skid steer and an auger. It was $500 and it's 10 holes. And so it took me like 4 or 5 hours to dig them. So, you know, $100 an hour to dig. So save a little bit there. Had a young guy help me one day. So anyhow, yeah, this is just, you may not agree with the way I build this. Doesn't matter. There's all kinds of ways to build stuff. So anyhow, I think that's where I'm at. Now it's back on this. It's a new day. I was putting this up, but when you're working for somebody, really don't be time messing around with the camera. But so anyhow, I set these in place, braced them off. Obviously I have the braces off now. That back wall, those are old siding on. As you can see, just do each one. Strip my tape measure out and make sure it's not getting off at all. I always do the end one first, and that end one down there, and then it's 10 feet deep. Those are 10 feet. So if these are all plumb, I cut a piece 10 feet. So you don't have to mess around with plumbing that. And you can just move the bottom around to plumb it, but your distance is right. So I guess these are the 2 to put in. And then I'll start putting these 2x4s on, and then I can get these, work on the top, and I'll really show you how I'm going to do that. It's going to be a little bit different. I thought I'd try something. I think it's going to be a little simpler, but I'm not sure, so we'll see. All right, getting ahead of myself a little bit. I still have one post left to do, but taking a breather because it's hard digging. So what I did the other day, marked all these. I got a level line. I put my level there, I want to call it transit, it's not, it doesn't do vertical, but anyhow, so I went and I put a level line here. I put this line, it's all the way around. That's my level mark, that's my reference. Well, then today I'm putting these up, so well, I can't get that back in the exact same spot, so what do? So I just hook my tape to the top of this, set it next to this line here that I had put before, measure with that, and then the difference between that and that line is 6 7/8. So then I just come down here, I'll hook my tape on the top of that, whatever I read. I got my little stick, I put that where I'm reading, go up this far so I don't make any mistakes, mark the top of it, that's the same height as that over there. And I guess I could prove that because I could put a piece up there. Well, I don't have to anyhow, but on here I got this last post to do, but this one's a little bit different. And I'm gonna put you up on time lapse and so you can see, because this is going to be a hay storage area. So from there to there to this hole, I'm standing right now, to this hole, to there, and that's going to be open because the prevailing wind comes from there. So There's going to be a wall here and a wall here. So what I'm going to do, this is 12, this is 10. I'm going to cut my 2x4s, one there, maybe one on the top. Cut these, those are 10s back there. These are 12s, this base. I'm going to cut all three of those. I think I have some 12s cut already. Screw those ends on, and then this has to go where it is. And then I'll plumb up this one. Yeah, the other thing is here, you get this a lot of construction videos I've done. Well, that's a stupid way to do that, or I would do it different than that. Great, do it different than that. I work on myself a lot. I've got these little tricks that I think are helpful. This is New Mexico. If I was in Maine, I wouldn't put pressure treated in the ground. And rainfall here is like 12 inches. And this clay, the water doesn't even soak into it. So, you know, don't be a critic. I'm just trying to do this in case someone's trying to do this, can't afford it, can't afford to hire somebody, and they want to know how to do something like this themselves. You know, it's on the construction ones, a quarter of the comments are criticism, and I've been doing this all my life. So if you want to criticize, that's fine, but I'm really do these to help people that are trying to do something and just can't afford it. So this is a paying job, so that's why I haven't done a lot of video on it. This lady knows what she's getting. I explained it in detail. It's for 3 horses and hay storage. And it's gonna have metal roof, metal siding. This side's gonna be open, except for that last bay, like I said. So we'll see. So that's how I do it. And if you want to do it different, have at it. I could cross brace that, but that's something that's going to be set. A strap I don't need. Strap's so easy to adjust a height. So I'm going to go ahead and put some of this other stuff on. We'll see how that goes. Next morning. Gosh, another beautiful morning. Look at that sky. Nothing. None. Zip. Nada. Well, you know, you never know. But anyhow, I'm up here today. Got these all laid out. I'm going to put my hangers on. I've cut a block of wood, a 2x6. So I get my height in there right. Lay that in there. Nail brackets. Go from there. That's all I'm doing. Just doing one side. I'm putting a little doohickey in there. One nail. Let this flop around so I can actually get to it. That's it. So that's how that goes. That's just a quick rundown of it. These outside ones I'm gonna nail to the face like a fascia, then I'm gonna put blocks between them. So, yep. All right, I got those all done. Got that fascia piece up there. That I got a mock up. They just might want more hay storage, so I just give her an idea what it would be. I don't know if you guys, young whippersnappers that haven't been around, but well, I got deer over here running over to see what I'm doing. What do you think of my two-legged sawhorse? Uneven ground. It's actually three-legged, right? Because the building is the other one. Now, I don't think you'd have to. I stuck a screw in it. I don't think you'd have to. That block is screwed to it. Shouldn't have to. One thing I was worried about was if I was pushing out. You know, just push quite hard to knock that over. It's a pretty good angle. So, anyhow, I made him 6 feet tall. It was a stretch for this side, but on the other side, when I start the roof, it'll be right at waist height, which will be nice. But yeah, I've been in job sites where you had these four-legged ones, and it's like you can't even get them in a flat spot. So I remember this from way back, and I don't remember where, but like I think I was a kid when I saw that. So yeah, it works. I probably should have made that top longer. If you had an overhang, it'd be kind of a problem, but you could always screw a piece to the top of it. So, yep. Next day, I'm over here doing some odds and ends, putting plywood in this bottom 4 feet. Well, that whole wall, because hay storage in there. And then plywood along here, and that's just once the metal's on, the horses don't kick the siding and dent it all up. So that's going to go all the way around. Really not going to record a lot. Again, I don't want to be wasting the owner's time here, but I don't know if I put that up there, I put that fascia on there, or whatever you want to call it. Yep. Quite a few days later, I didn't video putting this metal on. I mean, it's not rocket science. If you don't know what the screw pattern is and all that, go online and look it up, and it'll show you where it's going to be screwed, how it's going to be screwed down. You can research what length screws you need. There's all kinds up to 3 inches. But since then, she's added this piece on. So then we framed up another section. So it's another 10 by 12. That's going to be hay storage. So this is probably going to be the last video. There's really not much to show. I got to put trim up there. I have to finish screwing the roof off. I had some help here, so we put that roof on, but of course this windy is good, I'll get out. But this is where we're headed. I'm going to put a gutter on the back, so because this property slopes, so you can see it by the plywood. So I don't want the water running into the hay and the stalls, so we're going to gutter and just leave the ends open up here, so it just shoots out here, just to keep some of it. I mean, the land slopes up too, so you know. But yeah, that's really about it. I want to get this video out, but it's been, I don't know, probably worked, I don't know, 3 or 4 days since I videoed it. Got all the hangers. I just picked up some for this joint here. Got 3-inch screws in it. So it's a small town. It's really hard to get the hangers you need, I know that. So I'm just putting plates on there. And it's just because the wind blows crazy. So, and it's blowing hard today. I've been working on this back wall, putting the metal on. It's kind of a hassle, but you know, by myself, I take my time. I'll get it done. So this is how I built a pole barn. You want to build it a different way? Great. You do whatever you want, but if you can pick up some tips from here and there. Oh, you know, the other thing I show, a horse barn, right? So now granted, if you're building a house, you might want to, oh, you wouldn't build it this way anyhow, but like putting these on by yourself, you cut a stick so long, stick it in between them, that's real tight right there, but anyhow, it holds the end up for you, or you can stick a nail in it, but then you're measuring it. This here, figure it out, 24 inches from that edge to that edge, minus a 2x4, okay? So little tricks like that. Like I said, I did have some help for a couple days. Young guy helped me put this metal up on the roof, so I didn't have to keep climbing up and down. So, tell me what you think of my sawhorses, my half sawhorses. Leave a comment. Back over on the project here. Getting ready to do this last section of the built. This was an add-on. So it's kind of funky. This is eaves trim, which I didn't put on the back because it's going to get a gutter and everything will be written away. And I have a large overhang. I can't put a long overhang here because she specifically requested that this metal didn't stick out past in case the horses reared up and it cut them. So I actually bent that so it's not sharp there, and then I just put an L-shaped piece. Cut. This is a 2-pitch, so I cut 12 degrees, screwed the two together. Just something for the metal to land on. So see, it's on the same plane as this, and I got a flashing that goes up here. I'll probably end up putting another 2 by something here to catch the top of the metal. So I'm ready to put this metal on now. Lined up all 4 of them, cut them off with the cut-off wheel. That's getting your all out of it right there. So a little tip for you guys: these things are ridiculous to get plugged up, especially this ground here is like really metallic. Let me show you. So there's a little bit on there now, but I mean, look at that now. Yeah, so anyhow, if you just drop this and stick this bit in the dirt, it'll be full of that. So tip for you: piece of this mastic to put between these sheets. You're supposed to. I didn't on this one because it's a barn, but wad it up, stick it in there, pulls them right out. You're welcome. I'm up here, put one sheet on, spread it up, and that's where that flashing will go up there. Then I'll square it up, get this ready, and then I'll just slap the rest of these on. Easy peasy. Alright, I'm going to try a little something here. I bought some microphones. I know it's hard to hear. I went out on a limb. It was like 14 bucks. So I'm just going to show you how I do these with the angles on both ends. So the first one, of course, there's a pile of cement there, so I cut it out extra for that. But I just took an average of what the slope was here. It's like 2.5 inches on 3 feet. So I'll just let you see the struggle. I'm hoping this microphone is going to work. I mean, there's a breeze blowing, but it's not terrible. And now I'm going to do with my level. Threw it away. I don't want it in the dirt. I'll just rust quicker. I'll try not to speak up, seeing its microphone's sitting here on my face. I suppose that's my last screw. Oh. And then you hold it on there. I have a magnetic level at home. That's a good place for it, right? And that's what I do. I was actually working on the roof. I went to put my rake on and I'm like, oh yeah, I haven't finished that up there. So, I think I'm not gonna Have you guys watched me put 1,000 screws in? So that's about it. Of course, I forgot to say, and then when you get, well, this one here, I actually marked it. It's a 2-pitch. There's a 2.5. It's a 2-pitch. It's not much. It's fine for metal. And then you just measure from the ground up to where you want it. 2-pitch up that way. This one here will be easier, of course, because I have the short points. And then I'll just use a pitch on the top and the bottom, and that'll be it. The microphone seems to be working pretty good, so that'll be way more helpful, I'm sure. All right. So I gotta have this little piece here. I've been waiting because I didn't finish the corner over there either. So cut 2 of these. Now I'm gonna use this electric shears. These got like 1,000,000 miles on them. If you don't have some of these, they're expensive. You can, I think, get them little attachments. You want to drill to wheels? Probably will work. I use this just for the long cuts. So still gonna have my edge with the order knot. The metal has. I cut one of these backwards. That one there. The other one I had to turn around. I didn't realize I was off camera. I had the wrong pitch on the wrong end. So anyhow, there's no lip on this edge, and there's a little 1/4 inch one on that edge. That goes behind. So anyhow, this is going here. So I'm gonna just go 12 inches from the center of the rib to the center of, well, to whatever's there. I'll give him a pencil. Oh, for Pete's sakes. Stuck it in my pocket. So 12 inches. It's going to be right on a seam right there. One of those. Again, it's not that. Yep. Throw the microphone on the ground. I just got to put it on the opposite side of my pencil. Oh, now I can see it. Oh, I don't know if I like that. Anyhow, it's not rocket science. Wear gloves. I don't know if you guys have been cut with metal, but man, it is nasty. I mean, you could use a grinder, yeah. It's a racket and it's slower. Like that. I mean, I don't even know how much metal that thing's cut. A lot. Anyhow, I'll probably just throw it up here and stick my 2x4 back. All kinds of lengths, so stick my 2x4 back here. And just so I can get it, you know, with the ground. Nothing serious. you don't have some of these kind of shears, if you're doing a lot of this, you need to. They cut so much better than what they would consider aircraft shears. Now these are for straight, mind you, but the blade's straight, so you know. And then you actually cut it right. All right, and then that's up there. That's a 2-pitch, 2-ish. I measured it on 3 feet. It's 6 1/4, so it's a little over 2, whatever, you know. And how long is it? And that's what we got to do. I am going to put corner boards on here. I just can't do it till next week because I don't have them. They didn't have them in the store. So 105. So unfortunately, I was going to put this out yesterday or Wednesday night, and then I thought, well, probably a lot of you guys like to see this finished, or maybe none of you will. I don't know. Either way, I need to finish it. Throw that on there. Yep. 2-pitch ish. Actually, I'm gonna cut a little short. Looks like I was gaining up a little there. That trim that goes, that rake trim comes down 3 inches. So there is quite a lot of grace there. I will show you how I'm gonna finish up top here, up against that little short stub wall there. But anyhow, get this finished first. See if I can screw up this piece. I don't know. How about that? You're not going to plumb this one up at all at this point. Corner's right there, so it's not a big deal. I'll put one out here just so the wind doesn't catch it until yeah. You know what that little pocket's for in your jeans? Put your cordless so it doesn't pull your apron down. I just made that up. It's for a pocket watch. I don't know what the big mystery is. I used to carry a pocket watch when I worked in a sardine factory in Maine because I was around saltwater so much, nothing else would last. So I'm going to put some screws in this, do that side. Well, I don't know if I'll do that side right now because I do want to finish the top. I'll probably trim that. I don't know if you can see that up there. I get that 2x4 a little bit long, but once the siding, yeah, I'm going to leave that. Once I get the siding on this other side, I don't want to take the staging down yet. So then I'll see where that corner comes. Get the rake on there and all that. That'll be a little funky because I'm not going to get too crazy with all that. So probably the next video I'll have just home. Well, I'm going to take you up there and that roof and show you what I'm going to do with that. All right, well, I was going to take you along on this journey and I kind of forgot. Put closure strip under it's black. Looks like a shadow, but it's not. Screwed that on every other rib. I still gotta do a little framing on the back side of that to put some siding up in there. But that's really it. Cut the ends. Well, I think I'm gonna call it on this video. I'm waiting for parts. So I got a little bit of a rake board to put in, but I gotta put the corner board on first. I had to order those. That top peak trim, I had to order that. Got the rest of this hay storage done. I'm not doing anything in between the stalls. She didn't want anything. She's gonna use panels. She got a pile of them right there. So waiting for corner board on that. Got this done. And then we got, this is the inside of the hay storage here. So it ended up being 10 by 48 with a 10 by 12 addition there. So gotta do a little fixing up there, but I'm gonna come back next week and do trim. So that's what it is. I mean, it's a sturdy building, it's not going anywhere. I'll probably put plywood like this here down on the bottom just to keep that from getting beat up, even putting hay in there. So yep, this is, I mean, this is covered in like 3-week period, so it's not something I can do really quick. So I don't work many 8-hour days doing this kind of stuff anymore. This is a lot of work. So yeah, if you like it, give me a thumbs up, comment on my sawhorses that I took down. That's all for this project.